Successful business owners know that there are opportunities everywhere for those willing to find them. You might want to learn how to mix business with pleasure the right way. You can figure the amount of your deductible car expense by using one of the methods, the standard mileage rate method or the actual expense. When considering which method to choose, you should consider the fuel efficiency of the vehicle and how it will be used in business. The types of records required depend on whether the taxpayer claims the standard mileage rate or actual expenses. Let's start with the standard mileage rate. The government gives you a 53.5-cent deduction for every mile you drive for legitimate business. The standard mileage rate can be applied to cars, vans, pickup trucks, or panel truck. However, motorcycles require deducting actual expenses. Say you go out of town to visit your parents. Ask yourself, do I have potential clients that's close by? Set up an appointment and do a little business. The mileage is now deductible. Another example to think about, say you drove 10,000 miles. You will save $5,350 for the whole year. There's two things you must know. If you want to use the standard mileage rate for the car you own, choose to use it for the first year. Then in later years, you can choose to stick with it or choose the actual expenses. For the car you lease, you must use it for the entire lease period, including renewals. If you ever change it to the actual expenses method in the later years before your car is fully depreciated, you have to estimate the remaining useful life of the car and use straight line depreciation. So what if you have more than one car you use for business? Well, it states on the IRS website that if you own or at least 5 or more cars that are used for business at the same time, you can't use the standard mileage rate for the business use of any car. However, you must be able to deduct your actual expenses for operating each of the cars in your business. But if you use them at different times, you can use the standard mileage rate. Here's an example. Tony and his employees use his 4 pickup trucks in his landscaping business. During the year, he traded in 2 of his old trucks for 2 newer ones. Tony can use the standard mileage rate for the business mileage of all 6 of the trucks he owned during the year. But here's an example when you can't use the standard mileage rate. Maureen owns a car and 4 vans that are used in her house cleaning business. Her employees use the van and she used the car to travel to various customers. Maureen can't use the standard mileage rate for the car or the vans. This is because all 5 vehicles are used in Maureen's business at the same time. She must use actual expenses for all vehicles. To use the actual expenses method, you must determine what it actually costs to operate the car for the portion of the overall use of the car that's business use. That includes depreciation, lease payment, registration fees, licenses, gas, insurance, repair, oil, tires, tolls, parking fees, and even interest. So when is it good to use this method possibly? When you purchase a vehicle within the past year or paying off an auto loan for a new vehicle with monthly payment. Deducting your actual vehicle expenses may be a better option. You will be able to deduct depreciation expenses associated with car ownership. If you're an employee, you can't deduct any interest paid on a car loan. However, if you are self-employed and use your car in that business, you can deduct that part of the interest that reflects the business use of the car. That's a little info of the standard mileage rate versus the actual expense method. So if you'd like to know more information about it, you can find the information on the publication 463 from the irs.gov website.